with those negative comments I get, sometimes I can laugh it off in a way, laugh it off. You're like, okay. And then sometimes there are those comments that either are triggering or that are trying to just motivation go down. And so from that, it takes I would say layers to build that back up. I can't really like articulate it, but it's like one of those things where okay, my head is like, when it's, or I know exactly when it's down. Like I can feel the.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts. Welcome to Tech Time with Sweet Tea, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of technology and how it can either serve you or, well, not serve you. Here is your host, Sweet Tea, and he's on a mission to help you harness the power of tech in your life. Join him as he chats with people about their tech journeys. From the latest gadgets to digital dilemmas, we'll explore it all. So grab your favorite device, hit that play button, and let's keep it real in the world of tech. Tech Time with Sweet Tea is here to help you stay plugged in and empowered. Let's get started.
Welcome back to another episode on the Keep It Real podcast. I'm Sweet Tea. I'm talking with today someone you might have saw him around the social interwebs, Ethan Klein, the official Ethan Klein on Instagram, wherever else. Hello, Ethan. Today, what's going on? For the morning. What's going on? What are you excited about today?
Good morning. I was really excited to hop on and do the interview with you. I know you've been trying to get me on, and I've just been so busy, but now we're here, and yeah, super excited.
Yeah, when things, and this why I want to talk a little bit about this, have a discussion with you about today on when things don't go your way, when things happen, when things maybe are going your way, and no matter what happens, positivity, it's how you react. That's the biggest thing to everything. And I want to get right into it. How do you, speaking to like the third person, how do you maintain a positive outlook, especially when faced with negativity around you?
Well, I mean, look, I would say it's huge. I mean, doing the social media stuff, I had to build up the confidence to get to where I am. Obviously, I started social media when I was a little bit younger, so that's when more of the negativity came. And obviously, it was more live stream hates, chat comments. I were just not, I don't know, not healthy. And I had to build up like my confidence to, I would say, build up to take those comments, because a lot of people are just, people can say anything online. I had to learn not to react to it. It took time to actually take a negative thing and turn it into a positive thing. I would say there are people who are still coming back today apologizing for the stuff that they said or for the things that they've done.
There's something that I've heard, and I wish I could remember it fully, but the circle of life of like anything you do, they're first going to, and if you notice it, like where I'm going at all, but maybe it'll come to me. But yeah, I touched, unpack a few things you said there. First, building confidence.
Yeah.
What is one thing you did to help support the growth of your confidence?
For my confidence, I kept showing up because I enjoyed making the content. Like I didn't really know that this social media thing was gonna be like a whole thing in the future. Now it's like even bigger on masses. Like when I was doing it, I was just doing it to create the content and having fun with it. and then it turned into a lot of things happened all at once. And from that particular thing, then it just became, and I mean, there's a lot of people who probably still talk about me, either positive or negative. And who knows? I don't really know exactly. I just be present in the moment, enjoy every life experience and every, way that like I create. And from that, it just turned and doors open. And from being on social audio and Clubhouse, that stuff, you know, during the pandemic, obviously we were locked inside for 15 months for me. And so Clubhouse and social audio was the way to basically communicate with people. Uh, Things could be either positive or negative in a sense. But from that, I built my own community called the Influencer Meetup Lounge. And that kind of got a lot of people together. Obviously, you know, you're going to encounter so many different people on Clubhouse. You're going to encounter people that you might not like, or you might, I don't know, they might not be kind to you. Like, so, from that, I had to learn how to actually communicate with people in a professional manner. And I think even being on this podcast, I mean, you know, I met Tommy on Clubhouse back in the day, and I was getting blown up by people to get onto podcasts, and so I wasn't obviously sometimes I get so many messages that it kind of irks me because I'll be responding to like I would say 20 messages a day, and with those DMs, sometimes everything's like unknown, that's why like being a creator, you have to align yourself with people that support you and you support them, and the friendship has to be healthy, because there are a lot of examples that I can give where being a part of influencers and being a part of like the content space, it can get really competitive, or you can't be my friend because you don't have this in number. And so I think people need to focus on not the number, but the actual person at hand.
So it was coming to me as you're talking that what it's the three phases essentially. First, they're going to laugh at you, then they're going to be critical of you, and then the third phase, like phase one is laugh, phase two is critical, phase three, then they'll want to join you.
Yeah, or they'll want to be acquaintances, and then they'll either, I don't know, be friends with you or stop talking to you for no reason.
Or it could go one of two ways.
There's many different I would say variables to it.
So I've been like focus. I would switch the focus on this and talk about this on like the podcasting level, and it's one of the many. I know you starting a podcast and everything, and one is like translate a little bit on to creating podcasts, starting podcasts. There's millions of them out there, tons of content out there. Why is what a good reason? Why do you want to start your podcast, or why should anyone?
Well, I had the experience of doing social audio as I was home, and so from that, I was in a class in college, a content creation class essentially, and we had like an assignment, like an 8-minute podcast, and so I did it, and then I was like, I could take this and put it on RSS or podcasting, and because originally at my other school, when my high school before COVID, we did have a podcast, but I didn't really know exactly what I was getting into. I just I think I talked for a bit, but I didn't know that this like whole podcast industry now it's like massive. So that's what kind of got me going. And then I'm taking a radio class. Shout out to ICLU Radio though.
Mhm.
Anyways, they have all the board and everything, so I can record a radio show essentially and then turn it into a podcast.
All right, so go what the first thing you say, my first question I had brought about three other things I wanted to really unpack. First one we talked about was confidence, building confidence. One was on it's reacting to negativity, how you react and everything. So I guess another question I want to go into a little bit is how do you use that negative attention to you turned around? Like I take it as like feedback. How do you take those comments in internally and help you improve?
Yeah, so with those negative comments I get, sometimes I can laugh it off in a way, laugh it off. You're like, okay. And then sometimes there are those comments that either are triggering or that are trying to just motivation go down. And so from that, it takes I would say layers to build that back up. I can't really like articulate it, but it's like one of those things where okay, my head is like, when it's, or I know exactly when it's down. Like I can feel I would say pain, or not pain, but like the comment. And then to flip it, I talk to myself and just say, look, this is, you know, these are what people are going to say. Sometimes you can do things about it. But I think on the other hand, I don't think just in like posting the comment on the internet, or like, because I see a lot of people post comments that they get on the internet from others. I think it'd be more better used to solve if you take some time and think about it. And then maybe, I know going directly to the person is also an alternative, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes you'll go to the other person and say, hey, I didn't appreciate that comment that you made. And they might, I don't know, try to say even more things. So sometimes you got to being grounded, I think, is like important when you get these specific comments, or you're feeling some sort of way, or talk to people that are in your circle. Say, hey, I'm feeling this way. You gotta cope with it essentially.
What advice would you give to someone that I know you give plenty of advice. I've been into the rooms over there in Clubhouse. What advice would you give to someone who's struggling with the idea of
Starting social media.
starting social media, podcast, whatever it is, creating
Um,
something?
let the ideas flow and come to you, and don't be hard on yourself. uh, I know a lot of people, all they want is gratification and the likes, and they want to feel good. uh, I think you need to just start it out and enjoy the process, because living the process is, I think, the best thing to do for a person that wants to start something like this. And you got to navigate it. There's a lot of things that are unknown, but there are people on the outside that are watching and rooting for you.
Yeah, you never know who's
Yeah.
watching. I've been here. I heard that myself. Maybe you're not getting the engagement responses you want. You never know who's watching. Keep
Yeah.
doing it, and you're gonna say something eventually that
And
clicks.
and sometimes big brands are watching, so you never know who's going to be. You might get an email from a huge brand, and that might be your dream brand to work with. You never know. So, stay up there, do it, enjoy, and don't let it shut you down if you don't win. You got to win, and you got to be you.
So how do you? I had a question there, and I left it. But I can just move on to from there, and I forgot it. What is the biggest lesson you learned from your experiences?
There are a lot of lessons I have learned, especially on the content creation side,
Maybe give 3.
the business side. Yeah. I would say know exactly who you're creating for, uh, ensuring that you're not creating something that's going to, uh, position yourself in a way that uh, you do, and make yourself known for something that's positive instead of negative. Because we see a lot of these viral videos, and some people can have a positive connotation or a negative connotation. So you always want the positive connotation because everybody thinks, oh, going viral is the best thing ever. But sometimes going viral might not be the best thing ever because of X, Y, and Z reasons. So put yourself out there. Don't let anybody control what you do. Know your worth, because that's very important. Don't let anybody take advantage of you.
Yeah, and another thing too, I heard this last going viral. Maybe it's a good thing in the moment. It's for the moment. It's one particular moment,
Yeah, one particular
and it can
moment, but it
pass.
could either cause a positive outcome or a negative outcome.
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind. If you don't make virality a priority. When I started, I didn't know what virality was, and I posted something and it went viral, and I didn't know it was going viral, to be honest. So
Until you like look in the numbers, like
yeah,
what's these are some bigger numbers here. What's going on here?
yeah. So don't make virality a priority. Now, if you go viral, you got to deal with it and figure it out.
A lot of talk around AI. A lot of talk about changes on all the platforms. What's
Yeah,
the future of social media? How can we use it to make or remain keeping that positive impact?
when it comes to AI, um, use AI the way you want to use it, but don't, what do you call it? I would say over like overuse it for everything you do. Like you could use it for captioning, meaning like, what are you going to caption your post with? There are I don't think you should be using other celebrities' likenesses with AI. I mean, you can, but I feel like it's just not as authentic as. I mean, I do use AI, I can say, but I use myself as AI. So I use my own likeness as AI. I don't try to use other people's, but sometimes you'll get something that other people have generated and you might like it. So there's that. Uh, and you know, you can use AI for captioning. Like there's plenty of things that AI is good for, but and then there's like AI influencers. That's a whole other thing. So it's all just you're gonna keep seeing AI everywhere. Use it as a toolbox. AI.
Yeah, it's just like if you're asking someone to be in person, like, and not that's not actual physical person, you're gonna ask for their permission.
Yeah.
Same if they're gonna use their likeness, no matter how you get their likeness, it's get get permission.
Yeah, definitely.
One more, and then maybe two, maybe three final questions here
Okay.
as a wrap up,
Okay.
and I'm gonna open this up the way I started and the way I was inspired by my first podcast I was ever listening to, the School of Greatness. Always loved to shout them out. It's the
Okay.
first one that got me inspired, starting podcasting and everything, listening to podcasts. Lewis Howes, School of Greatness. He ends his shows with the three. Or sometimes I like to go back to these as well, and it's not imagine it's your last day on this earth. You've done everything you want to do. You've been everyone you want to be. Content's out there. Put all the content out there, but for some reason, all your content has to go with you to wherever it is you're going next. It's your last day on this earth, and you're wherever you're at, hospital bed, whatever, and all you have left, you have a piece of paper and a pen to leave behind things that people will remember you by. Three things, and these are, and he calls them three truths. What are three things you'd write down in that day that people you think should remember you by? Three
Um,
lessons, three truths, three lessons.
they should remember me as the hype man. Second thing they should remember me by is, hmm, oh my god, this is really getting me thinking. um, I would say like being there for somebody when they're not doing well. And I would say my smile or dance, my content, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
and my kindness and my, yeah.
Yeah, great. Ethan Klein, where do you like to hang out the most on social media? Where can people find you, connect with you? Do want to connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm on every platform. My handle is Ethan Klein Official. Uh, the only handle that's different is my Snapchat, which is Ethan Klein Snap.
Mm-hmm.
I hang out everywhere. I'm everywhere, pretty much.
And what are you doing right now? What like starting a podcast? Where anything we can link out to you to?
I am working on a podcast right now. It's called Talks with Ethan Klein Official. It's same thing as my handle, and then you just put Talks with in front of it. It's everywhere: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every iHeartRadio.
And one to get to one question after your lesson, your three lessons you gave, lessons and the things to remember you by, and hoping it'll just one. I like one final question, but I had one thing that I just it was good. And when you're out there receiving these comments, I'm gonna go this way. We'll talk about the work-life balance on social media and how could be a big thing. People say,
Yeah, work-life balance. So I go to school and
yeah.
do social media. There's a there's a balance that I have to do.
Hmm.
Sometimes I not be missing a day of posting, but it's because I have like homework or things that I need to get done or work as well. So I don't just rely on the social media, but I also work. So, you know, you
Do
gotta
you?
multi
Yeah. Do
multi.
you utilizing like scheduling and
Honestly, I'm
batch
very.
producing?
Am I using scheduling with making my content? No, I'm posting it right at the bat. Like I schedule when the content needs to be made, but I post it by myself.
You make it and then you can schedule like just schedule it for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah,
and then
when I if it's like a brand thing, I schedule it out. But if it's like something that I'm just creating, it's sometimes just off the bat done, and I post it.
uh, all right. Final question that I have for you today, and can let you go to respect your time here. What is your definition of innovation?
My definition of innovation is is innovating, creating something that you never know that would impact people, because people are important, and that's when you go into social media and make videos that just impact people's day. Creating something that they learn or something that they can do on their own and influencing them to be present, even if they're not having a good day.
Klein, is there anything that you feel I left out, or anything you wanted to add? Question that I didn't bring up yet. That you saw. I know I sent you something that
Yeah.
you wanted to maybe touch on. One question.
Let me see. One sec. Um, let's see. Confidence.
Sometimes I like to do this too. Forgot something. I want to like touch on certain things, and I might have looked over something.
Um, my boundaries and my well-being. Uh, how do I set my boundaries and well-being? Well, obviously we have tools that we can use, like some meditation apps I use sometimes
Mhm.
before I start my day. And then sometimes I set boundaries of how long on the platform I'm on, meaning like probably like an hour or two if I have important assignments to get done. And right now I'm at the brink of, it's getting closer to finals soon. We have like some time amount of time left because we have Thanksgiving and then we have Christmas, and that's my first semester of senior year being done. So it's, important that I, spend less on social. But obviously sometimes I have to go on social because I either have to schedule out. I also am a brand ambassador for my school of management at my college. And so we're on social media too. So I have to like post and edit and um, for my school's brand ambassador program for the School of Management, and we create videos around campus. We go to local businesses and we talk about what's in the area. So it's like a POV from the student's perspective, and so it's not just me doing it. I'm in some of the videos, but we have a whole like team. And you can find us on there called Som Ambassadors on social, and check it out what it's like being in college.
Yeah, so a couple things we discussed today as I wrapped up final statements and everything, and what's coming to mind now is to take care of yourself, then
Yes.
look outward, and you treat you do do what you want for you. And it's same on your social media. Make your social media for you
Yes.
is my takeaway, especially from this
And
episode today.
if you see something
And
negative,
take care of yourself and then make it for you, and then go ahead with the negative.
if you see something negative, make sure you mark it as do not interested, so that you don't see the same stuff over and over and over.
Yeah, curate your list and make sure you're seeing what you want. Take care of you and create for you as well. You're creating for you priority, and then another person as well. Go listen to Talks with Ethan Klein podcasting.
Talks
His
with you,
podcast
official.
Talks. Go check that out. And I want to thank you, Ethan. Acknowledge you for your positivity. You're always staying positive. I come and see your dances every now and then, and it lifts me up, and it just keeps me going there. Motivation. Acknowledge you for your positivity and your kindness and your time today given for my show as well. Acknowledge you, and go check him out. He's great all over social media, very approachable, and hope
Thank you so
and we'll
much.
continue to talk
Thank you
in the
so much for
future.
having me. And yeah, I'll be doing podcasting later today, so I'll be live on the radio.
Oh yeah, fun. Podcasting is fun. If you make it for you and make it fun.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me, Tommy. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. It's always a blast exploring the tech universe with you. But alas, it's time to wrap things up. If you've got burning tech questions or just want to say hello, remember you can reach out to us on our website, social media, or drop us an email. We love hearing from you. And if you found this episode as electrifying as we did, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us keep the tech goodness flowing. Don't forget to share Tech Time with Sweet Tea with your fellow techies. The more, the merrier, right? As we sign off today, always remember that tech is a tool and it's here to serve you. So use it wisely, explore fearlessly, and keep it real in your tech adventures. Stay curious, stay connected, and keep rocking the digital world. Catch you on the next episode of Tech Time with Sweet Tea.